OMG, take 5. Hello, my friends. I want to ask you a question. Why not imagine yourself successful? So this comes from the book Psycho-Cybernetics, and I'll put that in the show notes. It's by Maxwell Maltz. He's an MD, and he wrote one of my favorite, really maybe my favorite mindset book. It's a big book. He wrote it because he was a plastic surgeon and he would do surgeries on people and watch their appearance change. And some of them would go out and have a whole new life and others would have exactly the same life. And he said, it can't be the physical. What is the difference? Well, the difference is all about our mind. I'm sure you knew I was going to say that, but let me just talk about this one little exercise from one part of Psycho-Cybernetics, and that is focusing on our imagination. So our actions come from the way we feel about something, and the way we feel about something comes from the story we're telling ourselves about the situation, our own images in our mind, beliefs, self-image, self-belief. So if we can change those self-image, self-belief pictures in our minds, what could happen? So he says, mental pictures offer us an opportunity to practice new traits and attitudes, which maybe otherwise we couldn't do right at this moment, because our nervous systems cannot tell the difference between an actual experience and one that is vividly imagined. Now, when I first read this and I first started trying things like this, I didn't really picture myself as someone who could vividly imagine anything, but you can learn, I promise. So he gives a bunch of examples, and I really do find these quite fascinating. So there was an experiment done on the effects of mental practice on basketball free throws, for example. They had these different group of students, and one group practiced throwing the ball every day for 20 days, and then they were scored on the first and last day. A second group was scored first and last day, but they didn't do any practice in between. And a third group was scored on the first day, and then they didn't actually practice with the ball, but they spent 20 minutes a day imagining throwing the ball into the hoop for a free throw. And when they missed in their imagination, they would imagine they corrected it. Okay? They didn't actually touch a ball. So the first group that was practicing, of course, improved. The second group, of course, did not improve. They didn't do anything. The third group improved almost by the same amount that the first group did. They practiced simply in their mind, and they improved almost as much, within 1% as much, as the group that was actually practicing. So athletes use this all the time, but what if we use it in our lives? What if we imagine going out on a date and imagine exactly how we want it to be and what we'll say and how it will end? What if we imagine making a sale in our business or getting a promotion or having an interview, and we imagine what they'll ask and we imagine how we'll answer it? Maybe we imagine the tough questions, and in our mind we figure out, how would I answer that? Can you imagine the confidence you'll have when you go into the actual situation, whatever it might be, having already imagined everything that you could think of that you might be asked or that you might come across in a situation and how you would handle it? That's an amazing, amazing confidence level. And you've just opened up your mind to having a lot more success. So he gave an exercise to get good at picturing what we want, because it does take some practice. And he says, first, you have to really relax your body. Go back and listen to the Take 5 on relaxation, where you kind of progressively relax your body from feet to head. Breathe deeply. Think back into your past and find a successful memory. An occasion where you did something well and you were excited and happy about it. And this could be so simple, learning to tie your shoes for the first time, or it could be big, whatever. The feeling is what matters. That positive, happy, feel-good experience. Feel it now. Relive that. Feel it. Then go into the future and picture how you want to be having that same feeling. So picture the result of the interview or the result of the date or the result of whatever it is you're trying to imagine. Feel that feeling and start picturing how it will look when you have that feeling in that situation. Don't get upset if your mind wanders and you struggle with this at first. Try it for 10 or 15 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day if that's too much, and you will get good at it. And the key is practice. So, can't wait to see if that helps. Find me on social media and tell me.